The air was thick with silence the night Jacob fled from Beersheba. The stars blinked down like watchful eyes as he moved swiftly through the wilderness, his heart a tempest of guilt and fear. He had deceived his father, Isaac, stolen the blessing meant for Esau, his elder brother. The weight of it pressed on his shoulders with every step, yet behind the cunning was a divine whisper, an ancient promise wrapped in mystery. Jacob was alone. As twilight faded into the ink of night, he found a stone to lay his head upon, and sleep, restless and uneasy, crept over him. And there, in that barren place between past and future, he dreamed. A ladder stretching from the dusty earth into the high vault of heaven. Angels ascended and descended in golden arcs of light. At the top, the Lord stood, cloaked in glory, and spoke, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give to you and to your offspring, and in you and your seed all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Behold, I am with you." Jacob awoke breathless, heart pounding with awe. The stone beneath his head was no longer just a pillow, it was an altar, and he named the place Bethel, House of God. But despite the promise, the journey ahead was far from easy. Haran was a land alive with color and toil, of shepherds and open fields, a family tangled with ambition. Jacob found his uncle Laban there, a man with sharp eyes and an even sharper wit. At first the meeting was warm, the reunion of blood long separated. But soon, Jacob would learn that deception runs in veins like inheritance. He saw her first by the well, Rachel, Laban's daughter, her beauty like water in the desert. For her, Jacob offered 7 years of labor, and he worked with the fire of love burning in his bones. But on the wedding night, Laban's trick matched Jacob's own past deceit. It was Leah, the elder sister, who was veiled and wed to him under cover of night. When Jacob discovered the switch, the betrayal cut deep. Yet Laban shrugged, his voice like dust. "Laban, it is not our custom to marry the younger before the older." "Another 7 years," he said. 7 more for Rachel. So Jacob worked. He toiled under sun and moon, bearing the burden of a man forging a new identity through sweat and patience. In time, he became husband to both sisters, father to many sons: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. Each one a stone in the foundation of a nation yet unborn. Yet Laban's cunning did not rest. He changed Jacob's wages again and again, seeking to outmaneuver him at every turn. But Jacob, sharp in mind and led by divine favor, grew in wisdom. He learned to outwit the deceiver, breeding strong flocks, increasing his wealth, and crafting a legacy despite the hardship. 20 years passed like a slow storm. Love and loss, trickery and triumph, birth and longing, all wrapped in the dusty winds of Haran. But then came the voice again, that ancient thunder-soft voice. "God, return to the land of your fathers and to your kindred, and I will be with you." With wives, children, servants, and flocks beyond counting, Jacob began the long road back to Canaan. But the shadow of his past loomed large. Esau still waited. The brother he had wronged. The brother who had once vowed to kill him. Jacob's heart trembled as they drew near. He sent gifts ahead, a river of wealth meant to appease old wrath. He divided his camp, strategized, prayed. And then, on the eve of reunion, when night cloaked the world again, Jacob found himself alone once more. There was a man, or was it an angel, or something else entirely? He appeared without a word, and they wrestled, silent and fierce. Dust rose in swirls around them. Hours passed, neither yielded. Every part of Jacob's life, the lies, the love, the losses, seemed to culminate in this one divine struggle. He fought with more than muscle. He wrestled with identity, with destiny, with God himself. As dawn cracked the horizon, the being struck Jacob's hip, wrenching it from its socket. Pain seared through him, but still, he clung. "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking, Jacob. I will not let you go unless you bless me." Then came the name. Not Jacob, the supplanter, the deceiver, but Israel, he who wrestles with God. And with that name came transformation. Time passed, and Jacob, now Israel, moved through the land of Canaan with a new awareness. He returned to Bethel, that sacred place where the ladder had once touched earth. And there, God appeared again, not in dream or struggle, but in the stillness of covenant. "God, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall come from you, and the land I gave to Abraham and Isaac I will give to you." Jacob built an altar and poured out oil, a memorial to the faithfulness that had followed him through shadow and fire. He remembered the ladder, the wrestling, the promises. The deceiver had become the patriarch. The fugitive had become a father of nations. And the name Israel would echo through time, carved into the bones of a people called to wrestle with God and never let go. So Jacob's journey, from the stones of Bethel to the plains of Haran, from the fear of Esau to the embrace of the divine, was a tale of transformation. Not a clean or simple path, but one marked by trials, tests, and deep encounters with the holy. It was in the tension, in the wrestling, that Jacob found his true name. And in that name, his destiny. And the God who met him in dreams and struggle, he never left.